So you're just standing up here. Come over here for me. Right. So the ball is that second coffee cup, right? So we're going to that ball. Your options to try and take me, do you know what they are?
Wait for you to catch up and ride you off?
Yes. Okay. Now, you've just said a couple of things there. Wait for me to catch up. Well, it's a bit of both. That will depend purely on my speed. So if I'm coming fast and you're going slow, you can't ride me off. Because what are the criteria for a good ride-off?
You've got to be knee on knee.
Yep, shoulder to shoulder.
And engaging at the same pace.
Speed, shoulder to shoulder, and there's one other. Angle.
Yes.
Okay, so speed, perfect. You got that. Shoulder to shoulder, we got that. But the other one is, you can still do speed and shoulder to shoulder, but it can't be at a bad angle. It's got to be at it can be a tiny bit of an angle, because they're amazing what they can do, the horses, but you must make sure that it's not too much angle.
Is there an official measure of the angle?
No, unfortunately not. And for us analytical people, mate, it would be handy, but it's also what makes the sport bloody awesome. But we don't have that. Okay, possibly?
Sorry, Glenn.
No good.
Struggling to find your text.
You're right, mate, we'll work it out.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, righto, Christian. Thank you.
Right. Demoed.
So, there was one other thing I want you to do. So, what you need to do in order to do this ride-off on me, okay, Les, you need to know where the ball is and where I'm coming from, and you need to start watching my hands. So you're actually doing this a lot. You're going, where's the ball, where's the player? Because you're watching that player, and they might be trying to shadow the line a bit and come over to you, and you've got to be wary of that. And you can't shadow them too much to get into that right of way that we've talked about. So you've just got to keep looking. I see a lot of people just looking back at the player, and they forget to have a look where the ball is, and all of a sudden they run over the top of the ball, foul against them.
I've done that,
Yeah, but you do, and that's probably because you're so focused on me, and then you've just come over it, and you've come over, you looked at me, and all of a sudden we're over the top of the ball and you fouled. So when you're doing that ride-off and you're in that position when you're there, you must make sure you know both things so you can get your sort of your depth perception right with your ride-off. Yeah?
Question. So the right of way allows you that passageway.
That's my 5 feet.
She can't go into it?
No.
However, she can ride you off into that 5 feet.
Exactly. She can ride that and push me across that, then make a play on the near side.
Does it then become her right of way, or can you...
Yeah, it does. You sort of, there's two of you. Yeah. Well, yeah, even still, no, she doesn't even have to touch it. If she's pushed me enough over, she can go, and one of her players might call her to leave it. So it still is her option, but she's decided not to because one of her players has said, leave it. Exactly. She's taken it off me. You can say it like that. Taken it off me or won it for her. So that's good. Thanks, Les. So it's just good to go through all these things so that we understand a bit more about what's going on. Have you guys heard of the rule regarding 2 meeting 1? So if 2 players are coming down the field, they have right of way over anyone. Even if you've hit the ball and Leslie and I are coming down, making a play, you have to watch out what's going on, okay? Because if 2 coming down the field, you got to get out of there because it then becomes dangerous, right? But you can, and most people don't realise this, you can have a situation where you've got Glenn, Brooke, and here's the line, there's the ball, and Ramazan is here, but he's not riding off. We are making contact and riding each other off. You can come in and play a ball on the near side. You cannot, however, come this way. Close?
No, rule out.
Okay, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Yeah, we'll make it work.
Isn't that a sandwich?
No. See, people think it's a sandwich. It's a sandwich if you make contact. Okay. No, I'm not riding him off. Oh, sorry. Ramazan is not riding into Brooke. He's on my team.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, well, it could be even someone on Brooke's team, and Brooke's trying to hold me away so that you've got the ball. It'd be silly because she's already got the ball on the stick side. That'd be a bit crazy. But it's more that Ramazan's on my team, okay, and I've said to him, come in, make the hook. Because let's say Brooke is the best player on the team on the other side. We've actually had to commit 2 players to stop her. Okay? So, does that make sense?
Yes.
Do you understand that one with 2 players coming down the line?
Any other situations?
No, I just missed that conversation, so...
Okay.
I was just going to ask, any other situations where you'd have to 2 against 1?
Very few. That's about the only one. So in a situation where you have two players, Christian, going down the field, they have right of way over anyone. This is the only situation where you can have three players in very, very close proximity and it's not illegal. So Brooke and I are on this side, we're on opposite sides, Ramazan's on my side. He has not crossed over the line. We're jostling for position. I can't push Brooke over the line into Ramazan. Okay? He likewise can't come in and ride her off into me because that's what's called a sandwich, Leslie, which is dangerous.
As long as you respect the
As long as you respect the line,
Yeah.
there's the line there. We're fighting away over there. He can come in and hook or make a play and not follow in afterwards and crash. He just stays there. It's actually a good play.
Okay.
But it's a good play at certain times, but we've actually committed two players to one.
Yeah.
Not always great.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But in certain circumstances and situations, it is A, necessary, B, valid, and C, something you have to do.
Yep.
I would say that the situation has occurred, and I think I do remember the play.
Let's go back towards the clubhouse.
I do remember the play. So the ball was here, I hit it up, and I was fairly going with a bit of speed, coming this way, okay, and the ball was hit to there.
Yeah.
So this is Glenn, I think it was Kelvin, I'm not sure, but Kelvin came in, and despite the fact that you thought he was exactly on the line, he'd actually come just like that onto it.
Yeah.
And he was going a bit slower than me. So it wasn't as though he was sitting there and the ball went past his stirrup. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he's had to come into the traffic, but he's slowed down once he's got in. You know what it's like. You go to pull out here, you're driving down, you go and a guy pulls out in front of you. You're like, mate, come on. You've got to slam on your brakes. Your lipstick goes flying forward. You're not happy.
Yeah.
Happens to all of us.
Yeah, my lip gloss gets me in a lot of trouble. So that's what you don't want to do as a polo player. If you get out and then keep speeding up, you're like, oh, thanks, mate. You know, you're driving in behind and guys got in and sped up. No problems. So it's the same deal. He's come slightly off, got on, slowed down to make a play, and then I even think once he'd made the play, he then went. So he'd come slightly from here, got himself onto the line, but then once he'd made it, he then ended up going across the line as well. So he did sort of three things wrong. He got into the line, slowed down, and then crossed it afterwards.
Sure. So if he came in and say the same speed as what you were going,
Yes.
he can just literally just come
He can.
into the traffic,
He can.
pick the ball up and go sort of thing.
Completely.
Right, okay.
Without any
Do
problems.
it. Yeah.
Why doesn't the sorry.
Yeah, keep going.
Why doesn't the right of way apply? Is it the distance that he's ahead of you? And that's
The right of way apply. Sorry, say the question again.
So the way I'm picturing this is that he would have to come into your right of way laneway,
Yeah.
even if he's going at your speed.
Yes.
in
The
order
ball
to
was far enough
execute that.
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's allowed to do that without any problems. He was. But if he'd have come in and sped up, he would have been fine. But he slowed down a tiny bit, and then when he played it, he went over the line. So he sort of did
So it really is like driving a car.
completely. It's exactly what it is.
You can't go in front of someone.
100%. You can cross in front of a B double if you're quick enough and get around, and he doesn't have to brake.
Yep.
There's nothing worse than seeing a bull bar with four spotlights coming at you and the air horn going. That's not a nice feeling. Same thing in polo. You guys have to think of yourself as a semi-trailer coming down the road. You can't stop or turn quickly. We can, but you have to be careful about where you come in and what you do.
Yep.
You can't crowd the line so that they're going and they go, whoa, hang on, you know.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Sorry, but-
just you mentioned three things that he did wrong. Say he did it at a correct speed, but
Yep.
then he changed the ball, like in the play, he moved the ball.
Yes.
Therefore, the lines changed, so he hasn't actually gone over. He wouldn't have actually
No.
crossed the line.
Yeah, he did actually hit the ball, but the thing that he did wrong, if he'd have got in and sped up
Yeah.
or stayed as quick or quicker than me, he was fine. The slowing down thing, but you're exactly right. If he'd have come in here, sped up, and then taken the ball round here, he was fine.
And that's not crossing the line.
No foul. I then have to give in to him now having the right of way and the line of the ball, and I would actually have to swap over onto this side to make a play against him while he was here. Kelvin, he got the ball. I would then have to swap onto this side.
And does he have to come in and first establish himself on the
Very much so.
before he changes the
Very much so.
Okay. So
I mean, with distance, he can do whatever he likes. But in this play, you knew I was coming at speed. If he gets in and gets control of it safely,
Yep. Okay.
then I have to give in to him, and then it's his play and we start again.
Yep. Okay.
Would you then have to keep an eye on anyone coming from behind?
For sure. Before I cross, 100%. But predominantly, it's only going to be, if it's one of my guys, I let him go. And if it's one of their guys, why would he be going up there anyway? Do you see what I mean?
So sometimes you have to backhand it, but then
Predominantly, nowadays,
yesterday there were guys that were sort of turning it.
yes. Yeah, but they're doing it with speed and they're going somewhere. So the game is progressing. So the idea of this turning the ball rule and not making people backhand it is to get people to go somewhere and make the game A, exciting to watch, B, exciting to play, and also the game is progressing somewhere. People go in and slow down and stop and turn it. It's boring, it doesn't really work, blah, blah, blah. So the reason why they were and weren't blown, some of them, was because the umpires deemed that he was going somewhere with enough speed to keep the motion of the game going, and it was in, with some form of, I don't know, forward propulsion, so he was going somewhere. So that's why they weren't blown.
Right. Whereas,
I was going to ask what turning the ball is.
Yeah, so literally turning the ball is if your goals are up that end and you're coming down here and you want to go back that way, you can either back the ball or you can turn the ball, and you can turn it left or right. Literally sharp if there's no one behind you, but if there is someone coming behind you, you must, if you're going to take the ball with you, you must be speeding up and going somewhere with the ball. Okay. You played hockey?
I know.
Okay. Okay, good. I like that. Thanks, Kath. Yeah, so that's you turning the ball. Does that make sense? Yeah, we will do it out on the field. We'll go through it with you when you can and can't. We'll do it on our foot mallets, and then we'll go from there. Tactics, righto. So the whole idea of this sport is to make sure that you get and maintain possession. How do we start the game? How does the game start? Okay, let's go back to basics. How does it start before that? Get our two teams lined up. What does the umpire do? Any ideas? Asks for odds or evens, heads or tails. Okay? So the umpire puts a hand behind his back. You're the captain of your team. Odds or evens? It's odd. You guys get to choose which way you want to go. So it's you two against you three. Which way do you want to go? You're captain. You want to go that way? Good. Why? It's a flat field. So, but this is actually an important part of the game and the tactics of what you start to do. So the umpire's going to be here, and he's going to throw the ball in, right? So you've got your teams, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your two other players are a bit quiet, and you guys have got your three and one other that's chilling out here. So you've won the toss. Well, yeah, he lost it. You won it. When the umpire throws the ball in, we're stood there, and if you just stand up with me, Kath, for a second. Brooks, our umpire, she's about to throw the ball in, or in this area. So they make the tee like this so that there's space, and there has to be a gap so the ball can go through, and off we go with the game.
Do all 4 players have to be lined up on either side?
Yes, so you have to be either side. 4 on that side, 4 on that side. You can line up wherever you like. Anywhere, your team, Christian, can be anywhere, and your team, or however we choose which way we want to go. You said you wanted to go this way. Now, when we choose, we normally, if we choose it and it's no wind and it's a flat field, we would normally go on this side and go this way. Reason being, Catherine's got the ball on her right side. She can come and ride me off as the umpire throws it in, and then you guys are going with the ball to the goal. So which way you go on the first throw-in can make a difference.